modifying a Roxani 2018. We're gonna put a clicker in it. It doesn't have a clicker or drag. It has the start drag clicks, tension knob clicks, which I prefer. I know some people don't because they don't feel like it's, the little click indicates that it's stopping at a certain point. I just need to make sure that it's actually moving when I'm turning it, and it kind of stays in place. So that's just me. Some of the rules do it, some of the rules don't. And then also going to be looking at the 2024 Roxani as well at the same time. Alrighty. Okay, we are back and we are taking apart 2018 Roxani BF8. You can find these things pretty cheap now. I'm doing it for a customer, and then the one for myself that I've had. I've already changed the spool bearing and the side plate bearing. Then I actually will be looking at the 2024 Roxani to see if the parts match. So where was I? Things that you're gonna need, of course, your weaver kit, if you're gonna do this. Your weaver kit, a ammo kit, and the SLP Works bearing remover. That removes the bearings off of the spool. The ammo kit does come with one. It's not necessarily, I don't think it's that great. I've actually messed up a spool for someone with that, so I'm not going back to that. So now you need your screwdriver. I'm gonna identify each of the screws. There should be 4 in total, maybe 5. I'm gonna say 5 in total to take off the handle, get into the inside. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's actually only 4 on this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4. All right, so what I'll do is I'll start with the inside. I keep forgetting that the camera is on this side to line this up to the middle. Put your finger on that little square and undo that screw. That screw actually makes it so that this whole plate comes off, because this is holding the gearbox inside of there, if you could see that. Actually, what I'll do is change these bushings off of here first and put bearings on. I like the carbon fiber handle. Yep, there goes one bushing, and the other bushing should be right there. So that's 2 of the 5 bushings that need to be changed. And oddly, the bushings on the handle for the Roxani is slightly bigger than Daiwa and Shimano's. Daiwas and Shimano's are usually 2.5 by 7 or something to that degree. These are slightly bigger on the inside. And so the worm shaft does not match. The worm shaft bearing does not match the handle bearing. I don't know why they did that. All right. I'm so accustomed to my camera being centered, but I'm using my iPad right now. So there we go. Just add a little smoothness. I'm gonna take this one off. Those white things are the bushings. That need to be swapped out for bearings. I'm gonna keep the handle knobs, the original, and just put the bearings on. Because this reel was so cheap, I'm assuming they just wanted to take the cheapest route as possible. I'm gonna put that on first. Go back on and put that bushing down in there. There we go. Let me see if I can get some better lighting going on here. Okay, we got some better lighting. There we go. It's actually my phone light. That means I need to get a light. It's a Philips, by the way. A flathead would work because I see how it's shaped. So that's 290. All 4 of those have been swapped out. What they did is they threw some grease in there to make the smoothness to mimic. bearing. All right, so that is done. This screw here is a flathead screw. We're going to take that off. Actually put this cap back on. We're going to take this off with the wrench. And lay it to the side. Take off your star drag. We're going to pull up all of this together and keep it aligned and in place. We're going to put it down. And there should be 2 more washers that should come up. And remember that they go on first when you put all of that back together. Now you have these 3 screws. So it is 5 in total. I didn't see that one at first. 1, 2, and there's number 3. And there's 4 that I did in the video earlier. Then that square, and then that little screw that we took off the handle. Because I don't go live often, I don't know how YouTube works with notifying people and pull up this whole thing. And remember, we're going to be using this now in place of the long shaft that it comes with. That's the long shaft, but we're going to be using this in place of that. I think what we're going to do is actually put the clicking and drag system in now. Got this from SDS Customs. He sent some hooks, and then here's the kit. And usually what he does is, here's some of his parts you can order, and then he shows you how to put the clicking system in. You are going to need some super glue. Alright, so we're going to take this off. And we're going to pull this whole thing up. Yes, there should be a, okay, we'll leave that there. Some people degrease their reels. I don't, unless it's like super heavy. We're taking this whole, well, there's only 2 pieces in there. Okay. All right. So we're going to take that and put it to the side. We may come back and get that washer. And he explains it here, but I've been doing it for so long that I don't need to read that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this out. Now he usually puts them in here in the order that they're supposed to go. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. The first thing you want is your super glue to put down. And then let's see if he puts them in order for us. No. He did not put them in order, but you can look at the paper and see the order right there. This is what you want first. It's rough on the one side. That's the side that's going to go down inside your clock. Now what I'm going to do also right now is I'm just going to let that, I'm going to put it together, but I'm not going to put it together, if that makes sense. So the teeth first. 1 second, people. All right. Sorry about that. I am back. So the order is teeth. I want to say the clicker. Did he send 2 of them? He sent 2. He sent an extra one. And an extra. Okay. Yeah, he sent a whole extra kit. So here's 5 pieces. The carbon washer, the clicker, and then that little guy. But what I'm going to do also is I am going to make my clicker a little weaker. I don't like the hard vibration. I'm gonna close that up just a little. It's a fly. Get out of here. And then the washer. So now I'm gonna just put this off to the side and come back to that while it is drying. Where's that little baggie? Because I am gonna put the original set that was silent in here and save it. Alrighty. We're gonna take off these two springs. Set those there. Pull up this whole assembly. Put that there. And then we're gonna pull this thing up, this log, with the reverse brake on there. We have to remember to put that on correctly. It goes in between. If you could see that, it goes in between. It pinches that basically. I haven't seen too many reels do that, except for the Roxani. We're gonna leave this on because there is a bearing on there. The bushing we want is behind this. It's on the worm shaft. So with a flathead, we're gonna take this front piece off. And we're not gonna put this one back on. We're gonna put on a new color. Just want to make sure that there's no metal piece in there. The little metal washer should be right there. And that changes everything. If that little metal washer disappears, it becomes really hard to get this thing to go back and forth how it's supposed to. That little washer. Now I'm going to take and just see if I can get it out now versus later. If I can't get it out now, I'm going to take off that E-clamp. That little E-clamp is tricky. There is a tool that looks like two little tiny hooks that grabs that, but I don't have it. So I am going to use a tiny flathead to do it. I don't have any grease with me. Usually I put some grease on this too, just so it don't go flying. I'm trying to do it on camera. I'm also not trying to. There we go. There it goes right there. Woo. All right, then there's a little washer there. Put that with and then this should pop up, and then the whole. Okay, I see that little metal thing decided to move too on the front. Let's see if I can grab it with this. It may be nice and let me pull this. Okay. There's a little pin you want to pull. And do not lose that. You lose that, you might as well just put the reel up, because this whole thing comes off, and voila, there is that bushing that we're going to want to change out of there. If I can grab that little bit, boy, it's not letting me. There we go. That bushing is technically the size of all the other reels. Now this thing wants to fall apart, and there goes the metal piece. Do not lose that little circle that's on the front of there. See how it slides around? You do not want to lose that. That little thing will make it so that your reel will not spin back and forth correctly. So now that we got those off, we are going to want to take these screws here. If you want to change your bar in there, you want to take those screws off. It is a flathead or Phillips. That's going to take this whole front piece off. And now you can get to that bar the way you want. This is the one reel that I own that only comes with one bar from Abu. All of the new ones come with two. See, this one has two on it. That one actually is the only one with one. And looking at it, I don't think this bar is the same size. This one looks a little bigger, but I will check it out. All right, so we're gonna put this purple bar in. Stand this back up. We got that lined up and in place. That purple bar is called a wind shaft bar, I believe is the name of it. And now that we got that back in place, we're gonna put this, the actual worm shaft, back on and put the bearing on there and put this bushing up. It's gonna make the reel smoother, moving it up to a 10:1 ratio. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wrong side. Let's go from the other side. All right. We got that back on. We're gonna wait to put this on. I'm gonna put the other side on first. It'll be easier for me to work with without having to worry about that bar disappearing. So put the little white cover piece back on first, and it's supposed to go to the front. There we go. And how much exposure I have here to work with this. E-clamp. Put it on that brass washer, copper. Getting that E-clamp on, it's gonna be kind of tricky. Actually, I can get it on there easier now. Because usually, I don't think I can push it on with my finger as much as I would like to. This is the part that I usually edit out. Sliding this thing on. I may just do the other side first before pushing this on, because I don't want anything to break. Okay, so we're not gonna put this on yet. I'm gonna do the other side, get that pin back in, and use that for leverage. So drop that on. I'm gonna slide that pin. Whoa, that dang purple bar. All right. I'm gonna take and, here we go. Get this pen in here and use that to help me. There we go. I'm gonna put my thumb over that hole, and that'll keep it up on this side. All right, now I can get this thing back on here because it is at the right height. This is the hardest part of the whole entire reel to me. Once this is back on, I have the reel complete in like 10 minutes. It's just getting that little piece on there. And I know there's a tool that they have to make it so that you can slide it on there with ease. I may have to invest in that. And then trying to do it on camera for y'all to see, it's making it hard for me as well. And there it is. I heard it pop in place. We are set. Boom. All right. We're gonna put this piece back on the front. I'm lying to you. We're gonna actually put this thing back in and make sure that that little circle thing is on the front there, and it's gonna fall into place. But I'm going to change that cap from the black to the purple. Yep, all right, it is in place. If I turn this, there we go. Everything is aligned perfectly. Now we're gonna put this front plate back on. That thing's greasy. This front plate keeps that purple bar from sliding back and forth or sliding out. This is the first reel that I didn't have to use the rear kit because the screws were big enough. All right, that is on there and in place. We are back in business. Got that bearing in there, got the bar on, and we got the purple cap. So now that we have that, we're going to put this back on the clog and that washer and that reverse spring piece. That reverse spring piece, there we go, has to fall on to that little black what it does is it stops this from going back. See how it goes down? That's stopping it from going back. You gotta make sure that that thing locks on and is clamped around that clog. All right, we have that in place. The click and drag should be dry now. So we just gotta get these circles to match. And fall on. Actually, what I'll do is I'll take these out and put this down. They're shaped to match and fall on. All right, so that is in place. We have that on. We are going to put this back down on here. We're going to put this on in place of that shaft because this is shaftless. We're going to put the two springs back on. We're actually going to take this cap off here and put the new cap on. There's a little tiny hole. You see that little tiny hole? That little tiny hole, you can push it down and the whole click system inside of here will come out. We're going to put this whole clicking system into this purple one. So this is just cosmetic stuff here that I'm doing now. All of the bushings and bearing swaps have been done. So we're putting this inside of here. And you're going to want to line that black dot to that hole. It don't necessarily need to fall into place until you start to put it back on here. It's your tension knob. How I know that it's going on correctly, I don't know how I pulled that off, but it is actually in the hole. I dropped it on there, it all came together. So that's good. All right, we're gonna now put this side plate back on. I wanna pull this out. Nope, I'm gonna leave it for now. I'm gonna try to align it. Never mind, it doesn't need it. Usually there's two teeth that pinches this and locks it into place. I guess Abu didn't do it on this reel. We're gonna lay that back down on there. And I'm actually gonna put these screws to the side because they ordered a different type of screw here. Which requires you to use your Allen key. So I'm gonna put it on, but I'm not gonna tighten it. And the reason why I'm not gonna tighten it yet, because I wanna make sure that clicking drag that was installed works. So if I tighten it all the way down and it don't work, I am gonna be kinda mad. I think. Anybody asked any questions or anything, I did not see them. That screw is too big. They sent the wrong size screw. Or did I put the wrong screw over here? Let's see. I feel like I may have put the wrong screw over here. And it needs to go up top. No, they look the same. Let's see. Because because it's a short screw. Those are 2 long screws. And that short screw right there is 2. That needs to go on the other side. Alright, so I'm going to have to order the right size screw in purple to go in here. But for the time being, I'll just put this one back. And put that purple screw there. Alright, so what I've done so far is I've taken this whole plate off, put in a worm shaft bearing, changed out the colors. We're gonna put on a different start drag. But before I do that, this thing is in here. I don't know where. Screw it. I'm just gonna rip the bag. All right, before I put this on though, I'm gonna put the clicking thing back on. Make sure you put those 2 washers down first, and then the whole clicking system needs to go back on. It will fall into place if you keep turning it. It's supposed to match that oval shape. It's an oval shape with 2 flat sides. That's when you know it's in place. I am going to put that screw in on the other side as well. But we're just going to get this side. Actually, what I need to do is I'm not going to put that on just yet. I want to put this back together. And the reason being is to make sure that that click and drag works. I want to make sure that that works more than anything else. Oh, it's a smaller one? Oh, okay. Man. Why did they do that? All right. All right. That is on. I'm going to put this side back together real quick. I just want to make sure that that is aligned. Get in there. Okay. Side plate. I'll put the star drag on without messing up the Yep, I think I heard it. There it is. Click and drag. We are in business. All right, so now I'm gonna actually go ahead and tighten up these screws real quick. Put this handle on. There is a washer on the bottom of the handle. And that kind of keeps it from rubbing the handle to start drag. Changing out the nut. Oh yeah, that's on here. Go to play. Oh yeah, we are officially in business. All right, guys, I am gonna finish by putting this piece on and call it a night. Yep, that's gonna go on there, and that's gonna go on there. But before I finish and tightening it down, I am gonna go in and add that carbon drag washer just to make my drag a little bit tighter. I'm not gonna hold you guys any longer. This reel is complete. I am going to tell you all again, good night. I appreciate you all for watching. And in the next video, we'll be taking this bad boy out. Yeah, I want to stop, man.